to it, man, with the Forrest Gump of bass playing. Like, where did this start at?
I actually wanted to play bass when I was 3. My dad always played guitar. I'd go to rehearsals with him and stuff, and I was always interested in the bigger bass guitar that had only 4 strings. Don't know why. And it wasn't until I was about 8 or 9 that it really clicked with me. And he would always bring me to concerts, but once he brought me to a Rush concert, I went home and started practicing and just playing along to Rush, thinking I was having fun, not realizing, now looking back, that I was getting dexterity and songwriting and facility on this instrument. That was my fun. That was my escape. That was what I would do when everyone else was out playing.
Yeah, and you can remember being 3 years old and wanting to play the bass.
Yes, I can, and I have pictures like with my dad at rehearsal and looking at it and stuff, but it didn't really click until I was 8 or 9.
That's intense, man.
Yeah.
I mean, watching you play, I mean, it definitely, you have kind of like that prodigy aspect to you. I mean, just that solo that I got to see earlier, man, I mean, you crushed that.
Thanks, man.
And, you could tell there's been a lot of hard work put into that, and what I was saying, earlier about, what I like about your band is I feel like you all kind of like bring elements of mastery, to it, and what you can do with your particular instruments, and it's just really fun watching you play.
Yeah, it's cool to bring mastery, but one thing in particular about this band is to bring that and know what to put on the shelf, when to bring out the tricks, when to bring out the fun stuff, because you don't want to go over people's heads.
Right.
There's a lot of music I listen to that does go over most people's heads, stuff that my mom wouldn't listen to.
Yeah.
But we like to keep an entertaining show. I think that's the most important thing. We like getting higher, we like making people dance. We don't want to throw odd time left curves just for no reason. If it suits the song, then yeah. So it really, we have a good balance of entertaining and having fun and having facility and showing off a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite Forrest Gump story, man? What's the...
Oh, man.
Yeah, where do you wanna start with
Lord.
this?
There's been so many strange ones, man. Like, so I was with Whitesnake for 5 years.
Okay.
And I was the youngest member of the band by about 12 years. It was a good thing. So I'd always find myself in solo shenanigans often, waking up in crazy places. One of the best things you could find on tour is a home-cooked meal. So I'd make friends and then, outside of the band, I'd make them at bars, and I maybe had a confidence because I knew I was already taken care of, a confidence that I don't have, say, going to a bar in my own town. And then you tell someone, you're playing the Mega Dome, and then it's on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was always fun. Whitesnake was fun. I got to tour like 50 countries.
Wow.
Multiple times. But then there's also times where I was playing with this girl, Liv Warfield, who's one of Prince's background singers.
Okay.
So we played at Paisley Park. Prince is on stage. That kind of stuff would happen too. And it's like, how'd I get here? This is really amazing.
On stage with Prince.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That was good. It's been never ending. I mean, I was a big Victor Wooten fan growing up. And I started seeing his shows when I was probably in 10th grade, and we became friends, and we still ping each other every now and then. But I've watched his career and stolen a lot of his licks.
Okay.
But I have lots of other influences as well, from Victor Wooten, Billy Sheehan, Jocko, Geddy Lee, of course, Chris Squire. There's so many bass players, and the modern bass players. Oh my God! Now that we have YouTube and Instagram, sometimes it just makes me want to quit. But now I'm learning more so that I just have to use my own voice. There's no best for anybody. There's always going to be some 12-year-old kid faster or better or in some way, but no one can have everything.
Yeah.
Even though I want everything, I'm not going to get it.
It's hard for me to imagine you seeing somebody that makes you want to quit playing bass, man. I think you're being a little hard on yourself with that one.
Well, it's great because a lot of people will keep, a lot of people see me up to where I've accomplished things, but for me, I'm always looking further. Always looking, where's the next challenge? I can't ever let it get too easy for me. So guys like Mono Neon, who are just naturally gifted, are just amazing. Bubby Lewis, so many cool bassists out there, and guitarists. I mean, I watch them all on Instagram, and I transcribe some stuff too. That's the way I practice now, just like I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'll practice along to something, Snarky Puppy. A lot of great stuff out there.
That's it's impressive to say that. I mean, from someone who's, I know you didn't really get into it until you're like 8 or 9, but since you've had that involvement, you said since you were 3, and then to still kind of have that focus and that determination to still grow, as a musician and an artist is, I would say something pretty rare.
Yeah, I'm glad you used the word determination, because a lot of people would say, it takes a lot of discipline. And I like to stray away from that word because there's somewhat of a negative connotation to it. Discipline is like maybe something you don't quite want to do, whereas dedication is you're dedicated. You want to do it. You just for no reason want to do it. You have to play your bass.
Yeah. What do you if you have any advice for people out there when it comes to just like the creative process? You know, me myself, I've had issues with thinking that being creative is like having moments of like divine intuition, where like things are just blessed upon you, and then like you know in your genius way you create something. But what it's really come down to for me, what I've learned about is creativity comes through hard work, and it comes through like failing, and like figuring out what didn't work. And I was wondering if there's anything that you can say was similar for you in that.
I think I am learning that I need to fail more. I need to say yes to more things that are uncertain. Like we did when we were children. When we were kids, we were more apt to just say yes and do stuff and figure it out and learn how to talk and mess it up until we got it right. And because I've had so many wins in my career, I sometimes get afraid to take chances. And now as I'm getting older, I'm in my 40s now, and I'm finally finding that youth again. I'm finding that, just do it. The Nike phrase is true. And no one remembers you for your failures. They only remember your wins.
True, yeah.
So, yeah, you learn from all that.
Right.
It's definitely something to do. I mean, don't make stupid moves, but if you can learn from it, actually everything's a learning experience. So make the moves, learn from it.
Yeah.
Don't make the same mistakes.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think Connor says either you win or you learn, right?
Hopefully,
that's something that's kind of like stuck with me, and I've been trying to apply that to more of like a creative field, and it sounds like you do the same thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. The creative process is different for everyone. Some people feel they have to make stuff. Some people, I think the other biggest thing I could say that you can take away is get out of your own way.
Okay.
Get out, because I think the biggest thing, I mean, we're spoiled in America. I go to some of these other countries where they don't have shit.
Yeah.
And they make music with anything. And we are spoiled here. We have everything possible for us. I have all the resources, some resources that people couldn't even pay to get. And so we have to get out of our own way and take advantage of them and to grow and to move further and to make music. Become better.
I 100% agree, and I want to just go back a little bit and have you just clarify a little bit more about what you mean get out of your own way, like specifically like what brings some light onto that, because I think you're touching on a real good point.
Yeah, I believe, I kind of study, I think there's a social epidemic, a pandemic of sorts. I mean, when we see people like Robin Williams committing suicide, or people we love that are creative and awesome and influential, and we feel we're not good enough or pretty enough, or there's something keeping us down where we need to shop to get better and buy things and consume. But realize that you actually have life now. You're living life now. It's not when you're 65 and retired.
Yeah.
You're having life now. So getting out of your own way is a way of just accepting what you have now.
So not being a victim to the inner critic so much, right?
Right. Because that will kill you, slow you down.
Yeah. Well, the inner critic is always going to be there, but you have to have kind of like, you got to keep it in check, right? And you can use it as a tool to kind of like get better, but then at the same time, going back to fear, you can't let the fear, like overwhelm you and just decide.
It'll debilitate you.
Exactly.
It's debilitating. So once you get out of your own way, it's like we have a lot of roads open to us.
Cool. Well, what are some of the things you are excited about right now?
Right now, let's see. I've been actually going to LA every month.
Okay.
And I love being in the Bay. I've lived here most of my life. I'm from Rhode Island, but I've lived in the Bay. And I tried living in LA a few times, didn't like it. But now is, I think, the best time ever. I've got a lot of friends that have relocated down there. I've got a lot of friends that live there, a lot of professionals. And I feel the Bay Area music industry has some limits. There's a lot of good stuff. I stay alive up here, but I want to do better than staying alive. So I've been going down there and schmoozing and making new friends and legitimate great players, great friends, like going in on the personal level. And then everything else will fall into place. I'm not looking for the gig right away or a tour or anything. I just want to meet people. And then if I can link with someone who likes me, then that works. And I like them too.
Well, right on cue with that, two things. Tour, I know you got a tour coming up with Collectivity, and also a band that, you guys all get along with real good, and there's a strong vibe there with all the members. You know, what has kind of the experience been for you playing with Collectivity, you know, and especially with the new record coming out and the tour about to start, kind of just where's your head out on that?
Ben moved into town, and I mean, I thought I was a nice guy. He's really a great dude. I mean, he befriended all the right people,
Yeah.
and he can back it up with his playing and his music, and he's just such an honestly great dude. So everyone wants to play with him. He's been able to gather some of us who've known each other for years and make us sound better than the sum of our parts. That's what I'm most excited about with Collectivity. I mean, I've played with Darian for years, Kevin Wong, and it's like, when we play together, there's something bigger, and we all let it happen.
Yeah.
We all get out of our own way to let it happen.
Yeah, full circle,
and
back to
you've
getting out of
seen
your
it.
own way. Huh?
Yeah, you've seen it.
I have, man. No, you guys, you bring the house down, and you know, I think you got something special. You guys are on to something, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new music you guys got coming out, and I'm excited for you to do this tour.
Yeah.
And yeah, just, you know, want to see you guys get on some bigger venues.
That would be great too.
Make some cats dance.
Yes.
Well, cool. Is there anything you want to end on?
No, that's about it. I mean, my life as a musician around here is really blessed, and when I'm at my lowest points or feeling depressed or down, I really have to step back and look at it in perspective that we are blessed here. We have everything we need. There's a lot of people that just don't have that. So I now really take stock in we're rich with opportunity.
And experience.
Yeah, I'm getting rich with experience. I love that.
man.
That's my currency, man.
That's what's up. It's not a bad currency.
I love it.
Well, cool, man. So Collectivity, again, is the band. Uriah, amazing bass player. Again, if you guys haven't checked out the band, please do yourself a favor and do so. And I'm happy to have you back, and, you know, excited to see what's coming out next for you.
Heck yeah, man.
All right. Thank you again for your time.
Yeah.